Chelsea are the visitors today. And here come the two teams out into a packed-out King Power Stadium. They say great teams bounce back quickly, as Leicester look to put the disappointments of the League Cup semi-final loss behind them straight away, with victory here against Chelsea today to strengthen their grip on a top 4 spot and a ticket to the Champions League for next season. A massive prize. Leicester can take another stride towards it this afternoon. And the two sets of players shaking hands down below us here. Pitch is perfect. The referee today is Lee Mason. He was the video assistant referee at Villa Park on Tuesday. Brendan Rodgers asking for clarity as to why he didn't give a penalty in the first half. Here is the all-important team news today. Two changes from Aston Villa. They're both very notable. Jamie Vardy is fit to start from the beginning and leads the line. But Wilfred Ndidi is out with a sore knee, not wrist today. So Hamza Chowdhury comes in for him. Iheanacho, by the way, drops to the bench for Vardy. It's the normal 4-1-4-1 formation. Kasper Schmeichel in goal. Ricardo, Shagla Soyuncu, Johnny Evans and Ben Chilwell are the back four. Chowdhury, the holding midfielder. Ahead of him, Ayoze Perez, Yuri Tielemans, James Maddison and Harvey Barnes. With Vardy up front, his 199th Premier League appearance for Leicester City. It puts him clear in second on the all-time list. On the bench for Leicester, the sub-goalkeeper Danny Ward, James Justin, Damari Gray, Mark Albrighton, Kelechi Iheanacho, Dennis Pratt and Christian Fuchs. Chelsea, very interesting team news for them. 7 changes from the win over Hull in the FA Cup a week ago. 4 alterations from their last Premier League game 10 days or so ago against Arsenal. Willy Caballero is in goal today, preferred to Kepa. That is a big call for Frank Lampard. They go 4-3-3. Caballero in goal, as I mentioned. Back 4, Reece James, Antonio Rudiger, Andrea Christensen, and the captain Cesar Azpilicueta, who starts a left back because James is fit to start a right back. Midfield 3, Jorginho, Mason Mount, and N'Golo Kante, one of Leicester's title-winning heroes, of course. And the front 3, Pedro, Callum Hudson-Odoi, and Tammy Abraham. Frank Lampard has said in the last 30 minutes he's fit. Sometimes you have to play through pain. Another opportunity at the end of a huge week. Lee Mason has just checked his whistle and his watch one more time. And we are about to commence here. Leicester and Chelsea given the honour of kicking off the new Premier League weekend as Hamza Chowdhury, right-footed, clears up towards Harvey Barnes on the left wing. And Chelsea win the ball through Callum Hudson-Odoi. Jerry Taggart finished 1-1 back at Stamford Bridge in August. It was a little warmer, to say the least, but what are you expecting from today's match?
Well, I'm expecting a quick start. I think big battle in the midfield today for me. When you look at Chelsea's midfield of Jorginho, Kante and Mount coming up against Tielemans, Maddison and Chowdhury, would you say that's an pretty evenly matched midfield? You know, you've got a bit of youth.
As Vardy wins the ball off of Jorginho, and then Kante leaves it for Reece James under pressure from Harvey Barnes. Yuri Tielemans will try and win it. Reece James has done very well under pressure to pass it out to Azpilicueta, who can bomb forward up over halfway. And he's got options, including a crossfield pass to Callum Hudson-Odoi on the Chelsea right. 11 minutes gone, 0-0. Chelsea attacking. Hudson-Odoi runs towards the edge of the penalty area. He's still going. He slipped it through to Mount. It was offside. He put it over the bar anyway. But it's another nervy moment for Leicester at the back, 0-0.
Yeah, I think spot on there, Chris. Nervy is right. As Odoi comes inside from the right-hand corner of the 18-yard box, they just sort of seem to step off him. Instead of someone actually going to him, engaging with him outside the box, they just sort of stand up and let him run on.
Here's Mason Mount. That's a nice ball on from Abraham to Azpilicueta, back to Tammy Abraham, who got his feet wrong on the penalty spot. Had he not, he probably would have scored.
That's a great move from Chelsea. All one-touch football in and around the edge of the box. The ball comes in. a pull back to the penalty spot where Abraham is, and as you say, just can't get his feet.
That's a good ball from Reece James. It's missed everybody. And Abraham again is inches away from getting on the end of that. Chelsea will think they should be ahead, 0-0, 17 minutes gone.
Well, we've seen that the other night as well, didn't we, against Villa, where Samatta had a gilt-edged opportunity to put Villa 2-0 up. He missed that one, and Abraham has obliged Leicester again by missing an absolute sitter. You have to, when you're on top in a game, you have to score, you have to make a count.
Here is Pedro on halfway with a bit of space, and he's played it. A through ball to Tammy Abraham, who's onto it here. Goes past Sonchu, goes over. Lee Mason says no penalty. Tammy Abraham's livid. I'm sure VAR will look at that. But for now...
Yeah, but they won't do anything about it.
No. Graham Scott is the video assistant referee. Now the ball has gone out of play, and Ricardo has been fouled. So this is where the referee will be told if there is a check. We're about to see it again. Abraham cutting inside Sonchu. They are having a check. How much contact is there here, Jerry Taggart? He goes over Abraham.
There's contact, but it's hard to see how the contact has taken Abraham down.
As Piliqueta wins the header, drops to Jorginho, plays it between the lines to Kante in space. Hamza Chowdhury closes him down. He shifted it to the right-hand side, and Pedro, who is so adept on his left foot, but he's crossed that in with his right, and it might have been a shot. Kasper Schmeichel had to tip it over. Very good piece of goalkeeping in the sunshine. Still 0-0, but this game has toed and froed from minute one. It's a bit scrappy, but it falls to the feet of Maddison. It's a nice ball onto Yuri Tielemans here. Ben Chilwell has moved forward. Lovely pass from Tielemans. Here is Chilwell. Chilwell crosses it into Harvey Barnes, who skies it over. That's another chance, this time for Harvey Barnes, who looks to the sky, looks a little frustrated. Still, it is goalless at King Power Stadium.
Again, for me, Ben Chilwell does not need a touch there.
Chelsea have conceded a lot of goals from corners this season. James Maddison will hope that can continue here. It's going to be right-footed. Here he goes, pings it up towards the penalty spot, misses everybody but drops to Chilwell inside the box. Chilwell fires it back goalwards, and that didn't miss by much. Willie Caballero said that he had it covered, but Ben Chilwell with a decent hit, still goalless.
Yeah, he just floats it here. James Maddison, back post, Chilwell on his own. Oh, that's a lovely strike.
Right, swung during this first half. Chelsea now having a period of pressure as Chilwell's touch is a little heavy. Mason Mount's onto it. He's released Hudson-Odoi here. Back to Mason Mount, who can't get it. Then Ricardo misses it. Mason Mount's effort is blocked by Johnny Evans. Big moment there for Mason Mount, and for Chelsea, still 0-0.
Yeah, quite incredible, isn't it? Slipping, missed time, missed clearances, missed touches by Chilwell. You know, as the ball comes in, you think Mount's getting on there, he doesn't. It's a slip from Ricardo, of all people.
Up towards Pedro's. Pedro's headers on is a good one. And there's still time here in this first half. Mason Mount's onto it. Tammy Abraham shifted out to the right-hand side. Hudson-Odoi fires over. Another chance in a first half with so many openings. It's a bit of a miracle. It's still 0-0.
Well, again, I think for me, Odoi takes the wrong option here. The ball's bobbling up and down, but somehow Chelsea keep a hold of it. Hudson-Odoi's just got to try and help it back into the middle.
Ricardo will take this throw-in. 2 minutes are up, pretty much, but still the game goes on. Pedro tucks it inside to Kante. Now back to Jorginho. He is closed down well, and it breaks for Vardy. Vardy to Maddison, who can play Jamie Vardy in, can he? It's Vardy right to the end of this first half. Shifts it to Perez. Ozzy Perez inside the box. He plays it back towards Harvey Barnes, and Kante gets it away for a corner. Another huge opportunity right at the end of the opening period.
Classic counter-attack from Leicester. Vardy, you think's in, but good defending again. When it comes to Perez, he sort of just wants to shoot but can't, clips it to the back post, and it's Kante. Here
comes the corner. Hamza Chowdhury's up. He won the header, and he's hit the side netting. The first half ends in a Leicester chance. It has whizzed by, and how it's 0-0, I am not sure. Big moment here, 30 seconds inside the second half. Mount with the corner, whipped in, headed goals and in! Antonio Rudiger has scored! Nightmare start for Leicester City, because inside 45 seconds of the second half, Rudiger has scored. It's Leicester 0, Chelsea 1.
Great ball in from, is it Mount that takes the corner, but I wasn't watching the corner taker. I was watching Hamza Chowdhury. And when that ball went dead, Hamza Chowdhury switched off for a few seconds. And then he decided, I need to get back into position. And when I seen him, he's picking up Antonio Rudiger, who again, you know, it's a mismatch.
Now Hamza Chowdhury's on it. James Maddison, lovely ball. On to Tielemans, who sweeps it forward to Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes here, one touch into the penalty area. Back onto his right foot, shoots and scores! Harvey Barnes equalises. Just what Leicester City needed. It is 1-1 at the King Power Stadium, and it's a brilliant, brilliant goal to watch.
That's a great move from Leicester City. When that ball was into Maddison, he's on the half turn. Quick football destroys teams, and that was quick football. First from Maddison, then from Tielemans to find Barnes. After that, it's all about Harvey Barnes. He goes down the line, checks back onto his right foot. One touch to set himself. He pulls the trigger, it takes a deflection, and it's sort of wrong foot's are. It does something to Willie Caballero's mind. He doesn't know what day it is, and the ball just floats into the top left-hand corner of the goal. Leicester back in this game.
Short to Maddison. Now back to Chilwell, down the line to Harvey Barnes. Barnes into Vardy, lovely football to Chilwell. Chilwell clips a cross up, and it's going to miss everybody, is it? No. Ricardo keeps it in play. Tielemans back into the box, comes there. Chilwell who scores! Ben Chilwell scores! And Leicester lead in a massive, massive game. 3 points here will strengthen their grip on one of the Champions League places. It was scrappy, but Chilwell's finished, and from behind, Leicester City lead.
Well, this is more about the madness of Willie Caballero rather than the brilliance of Leicester City, I have to say. Suicidal goalkeeping from Caballero. What is he thinking? What is he thinking? I have no idea. He runs fully 12 yards across his 18-yard box to try and pick up a ball that he's never ever going to get. It's a nothing ball. He's under no pressure whatsoever. And because he doesn't get it, he then tries to scramble back to his goal. And as the ball comes back in, the Chelsea defence are all at sea, you have to say.
The chance to counter-attack has come and gone, but Leicester still have the ball with a quarter of this game left. That's a lovely pass forward from Evans to Tielemans. Tielemans down the line looking for Jose Perez. Azpilicueta sweeps it forward. Ricardo wins the header. So all of a sudden, it's very scrappy out there. First off was a lot more clinical, but that's a lovely pass from Maddison to Tielemans, who shoots. Caballero saves. Beats it straight out. It could have gone anywhere. It didn't go to Vardy, it went to a Chelsea player who cleared.
Yeah, good shot from Tielemans. Set up by Maddison. Little reverse pass with the outside of the foot. Tielemans finds himself 25 yards out with a bit of room. Good first touch to set him.
Chowdhury races around. Here's Pedro. Plays it back to Jorginho. Now on to Rudiger. Rudiger plays it to the left-hand side, and Azpilicueta now back to Antonio Rudiger, who gave Chelsea the lead in the first minute of this second half. They now trail, though. Now Ricardo has been adjudged to have fouled Mason Mount right out on the far touchline there. And this will be a chance for Chelsea to swing in a free kick. In it goes from Mount dangerously. Rudiger's up again! He scored again! Antonio Rudiger! What a header that is! And we're all square again in a relentless match. Leicester 2, Chelsea 2, out of nothing.
Unbelievable. This time it's Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell's picking up Rudiger. And I just don't... Again, you can see the difference in height. Take nothing away from the header by Rudiger, by the way. You're spot on. That was an old school centre forward's header, that.
Maddison with this set piece right in front of the thousands of Chelsea fans. 2-2, 14 minutes to go. Game which has thrilled from the off. Here it comes from Maddison, right-footed, great ball, free header, Johnny Evans, and he skewed it wide. Johnny Evans, who's been in the goals this season, can't make it 3-2.
Oh dear. He's being marked by Christensen. They're having a bit of a grapple. He gets round the back of Christensen. He stood on his own.
Willian gets there ahead of Ricardo. Mason now does keep it in play. It's very tight out there, but Chelsea have worked it nicely. And here is Mount, back to Azpilicueta. And now Willian. Willian into space, helps it on. Maddison tries to get there ahead of Tammy Abraham. Bounces for Abraham, who goes through a couple of challenges. Eventually Chowdhury stops it and gets it back to Kasper Schmeichel.
Messi wasn't getting through there, was he?
No, he wasn't.
Never mind Tammy Abraham.
Well, that's good from Vardy. Back to Perez, on to Jamie Vardy here on the right-hand side. Crosses in, great ball. Harvey Barnes has missed! Harvey Barnes, free in the penalty area. Slices his shot wide. Second massive chance for Leicester to make it 3-2.
Well, I'm just watching the Chelsea backline. They're all over the place. Reece James, I don't know what he's thinking. He just lets Harvey Barnes go. Harvey is in one-on-one when that ball is passed across the box.
Here is Ross Barkley. Big period coming. He might just have sold Reece James short there. He has. Harvey Barnes was in to win it. And now he comes forward, up over halfway. And to Iheanacho. Lovely back flick. Harvey Barnes streaks forward. He's got Maddison in the middle. He can't pick him out. Did that hand hit the hand though? Lee Mason says no penalty. Oh, massive, massive moment. Christensen's down injured. But that quite clearly on first glance hit the arm of Rudiger, and it would have gone through to James Maddison. Should that be a penalty? It hasn't been given. Will VAR look at it? Here is Kovacic, not the only one who is confused. Andreas Christensen has the ball on halfway. And there goes the full-time whistle. What a game. A point apiece in the end. Extraordinary game. Chances galore. And both players shake hands after a battle royale out there at the King Power Stadium. Both teams will probably think they could and should have won it. Both might have lost it. Full-time score is Leicester 2, Chelsea 2. And Jerry Taggart, it's a point that keeps the Foxes 8 clear of Chelsea. And now stretches a bit their lead to 5th, but I haven't seen too many games like that this season.